Hooty hoo, all my stock market gamblers. Welcome today. It's Wednesday. What do we got going on? Well, the market's down just slightly. It's really going nowhere, and that's the problem. It's looking for direction. Is it going to head up? Is it going to head down? Well, I have a small position on in the SPY. Now, why do I have only a small position? I really don't have that much confidence that we're going to just take off and have that short covering rally just yet. I think we have more work to do in forming the bottom. In other words, I think there's going to be a better opportunity to put a lot of money to work. Now, I have a small position because we may run up to the 50-day before we come back and retest the recent lows. Now, right now, the SPY is trading about 380. All right, now the 50 days at 400. So it could easily have a run up to the 400 level. But I would like to buy it below the 370, below the 360 even below the 350. Now, why do I say that? Well, what you have is a 200-week moving average of the SPY. Now, that's down around the 350 level. Now, here's the thing. Okay, what I look for is 50% retracements, a 50% pullback from the rally. All right, so in the pandemic, we dropped the SPY down to 210, but we've rallied up to a high of 480, right? So that's a 270-point rally. Now, I cut that in half because that's 50%, right? You cut it in half, and that's 135 points. So I take that 480 number, and I subtract that 135, and it comes down to 345, sitting right where that 200-week moving averages. Now, that's where I think the short covering rally is going to start from. I think it's going to explode off of that level. But will we get down to that level? There's no guarantee we will. Could we take off today and just have that rally start now? Absolutely, we could. I just think that I'm going to get a better chance to put more money to work at a lower price. So I have a small position on. If I get that run up to the 50-day to 400 on the SPY, I'll probably sell it and just take my profit and hope for a pullback. We'll see what happens. That's what I'm doing in the stock market. It's just what I'm doing, not financial advice. That's my logic behind it, and that's what I'm doing. Now, let's move on to this real estate market. All right, so I have a good friend that, well, he lives in Reno, Nevada. Reno, Nevada is very interesting because their inventory, now Reno's been going like this, right? It's been going straight up since the pandemic started. And a lot of that money comes from California, moves into the Reno market. But right now, things have changed. Things have turned around there. And basically, you have inventory 187% of what it was a year ago. It exploded onto the marketplace. Just in the last 4 months, the inventory has gone up 4 times. Inventory in Reno, Nevada is just exploding high. Now, my friend, he had his house on the market, and I asked him, I just saw him yesterday, and I go, hey, did your house ever sell? He goes, no, I had to take it off the market. I go, well, why is that? He goes, look, I had it on for 90 days, so 3 months, and he price reduced it 3 times, once a month. All right. And then finally he just gave up. He goes, look, it doesn't matter how low you put the price right now. There's just not any buyers. Now I go, well, didn't you have any action on the house? Didn't you get a nibble along the way? Didn't someone express interest? Didn't someone come and look at it? He called them looky-loos, but he did actually get one offer. Okay, now this is where it gets interesting. He had one offer on his property, right? But it was contingent upon them selling their house. All right, so they lived in San Mateo, California, which is right by me, and they were going to buy his house in Reno, Nevada, and then he was going to go buy a house in Las Vegas, Nevada. So there are 3 cities involved, right? It's kind of like, there's actually was 4 because the one in San Mateo, they're waiting for a contingent offer on the one in Pacifica to sell so that person could come and buy their house. So it went Pacifica, San Mateo, Reno, and then Las Vegas. So and sometimes these chains, they can get 6 to 10 houses out there. When one finally sells, it's automatic that the others come toppling down. And sometimes it happens simultaneously. It's really wild how it all works out. But now if that first one doesn't sell, it clogs up the whole chain. The chain gets broken, right? So the one in Pacifica had never sold, so they couldn't buy the one in San Mateo, so they couldn't buy my friend's house in Reno, and he couldn't then buy his house in Las Vegas, and who knows where that Las Vegas one was going. But these chains are getting broken, and what happens is, well, what this does is it kind of brings the housing collapse to your area. You see, your area may be fine, right? Your area may only go up. Now, if you want to just go talk to your local real estate agent, I mean, they're going to tell you there's never a bad time to buy real estate. It's always a good time to buy real estate. Your local real estate agent, they're going to tell you there's no bubble. There's no bubble. Prices will never go down. This is real estate. People always need somewhere to live. And if you want to get that warm, fuzzy feeling, you should go talk to your local real estate agent. This channel's about something else. This channel's telling you that, hey, that local real estate agent isn't so bright. That's why he's selling real estate. I can say that because I am a real estate broker. And if I could do something else, I'd probably go and do it. But that's what I do. I sell houses. And when you sell houses, everybody's got an opinion. But if you're a realtor, your opinion is supposed to be, it's always a great time to buy real estate. But if you want the truth, you might come and listen to this channel. Now look, these chains of houses, I mean, this is just one. I mean, there's thousands of these going on. And when the chain gets broken, the house doesn't sell. The house in your area doesn't sell. It doesn't have a buyer for it. So your area starts to go down. Now, your area might be 10 cities away from Reno, Nevada. But if that Reno, Nevada one doesn't sell, he can't go buy that Las Vegas one. And that Las Vegas one, they can't go buy the one in Atlanta. And then the Atlanta one, they're moving down south to Florida. I mean, it just breaks the chain, and it brings the creeping crud. It brings it into your neighborhood. Your neighborhood all of a sudden has a problem because there's no buyers, because the housing chain got broken. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Sometimes I just feel like I ramble on, but that's all right. That's okay. But look, the housing market is changing. The flood of inventory that's coming on, like in Reno, Nevada, we're up 4x, 4 times inventory in just 4 months. I mean, this can happen in your area. It can happen really quick. The market's changing. The market is changing. Now, where does this inventory come from? It can come from anywhere. Look at, let's just take example. There's 20 million investor homes just in the United States. 20 million of them, all right? Well, when the homes start to go down, these people don't get that excited about owning investment property. They kind of start to want out. Now, what about the 5 million vacation homes? There's 5 million vacation homes. You take the 20 million, add the 5, you got 25 million homes. Now, what happens when these prices start to drop? Well, a lot of people don't like holding a home when the prices start to drop. They're great to hold when the price goes up. I agree. Nobody sells when the price is going up. But when the price starts to drop, that's where people start to sell. Now, what if you just take, well, let's just call it, I don't know, 10 or 20% of these 25 million homes, and all of a sudden you got a lot of inventory. You got 2.5 to 5 million properties coming onto the marketplace, and what's that going to do to the price? I'm thinking it's going to reduce the price a lot. That's just my opinion. Now, you can, once again, go talk to your local realtor. He'll say prices never come down. They never come down. Well, we all know that's not true, right? I mean, you can go back just to 2008. Now, some of you young people might not remember 2008. But in 2008, prices came down. They came down 34%. And this time, the bubble's bigger. The bubble's bigger. It's going to come down more. It's just the way it works. We're going to revert to the mean. Now, a lot of people don't believe that, and I'm sure that can't happen in your area. But if these house chains keep getting broken, if they can't get them sold, well, all the buyers go away. All the buyers go away that were moving into your area. And this home inventory surge that's happening. It's happening all across the U.S., not just in Reno, Nevada. That's just one city. I mean, that's a city that's already coming down. Boise, Idaho, already coming down. Seattle, Washington, already coming down. These are cities that are coming down. They're coming down because the inventory keeps going up and up and up. And they can't get rid of the properties now because the buyers, well, they kind of vanished. They kind of went on strike. They just went away. And that's going to continue more and more. But this is just getting started. It's just getting started. Sit back, relax, grab some popcorn. This show is going to be interesting. It's not going to be a pretty show now. I mean, I think it's going to be more like a horror movie. Maybe I'm a little too negative. Maybe a real estate agent is really positive, man. Maybe he can pump the houses up in your area with his positivity. I hope he can. I hope he can for your sake. But I tell my clients, I go, look, it's not a good time to buy. If you want to sell, I say, yeah. You get out. Go rent a place for a year or two. I bet you'll do better. A lot of people, this is interesting. Some people are selling their home and they're buying these RVs and they're just living in the RV because you can park the RV in these campsites, these RV lots, and I don't know, it might cost you $400, $500, $600 a month to park that RV. But if you get through this for a year or two, I bet you come back and see this housing market drop a lot, and then you put your offer back in because you'll be sitting on a lot of money from the house. So that's just what some people are doing. Actually, I don't even like that idea. I like having a principal residence. You got to have somewhere to live. I'm not going to sell my principal residence. Do I think it's going to drop by 50%? Actually, I do. Would I be smart to sell it? I probably would. Am I going to sell it? No. I love where I live. I'm not going to sell my principal residence. That's just me. You got to do what's right for you. Now, I know I went off on a little rant today, but that's what I do. And I hope you like it. If you like it, give me the thumbs up. Why not? Wednesday today. Get out there, everybody. Have a great Wednesday. And we'll talk again real soon. Bye-bye now.